Okay, we're ready for the third and final media query, the third and final device, of course, the low-resolution device. You're going to have to make some design decisions, by the way, as we work our way along in terms of how we want to handle things, okay? So I'm going to throw a set of ideas at you. You're more than welcome to run with them, or perhaps you want to try using your own settings, your own ideas. That's, of course, perfectly fine as well. The idea, the thought that I'm going to bounce off of you right off the bat relates to the logo, okay? Now, way back when we were designing our low-resolution layout inside Photoshop, I had made the design choice to center the logo. Okay, now you can take that and run with it, or you can go and set up your own options, whatever it is that you want to do here. So what you may want to do as well, by the way, is you may want to have the low-resolution design open inside Photoshop, once again, as a reference that you can go back to. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to go and center the logo. And of course, this is going to happen inside the external style sheet. Now inside the low resolution media query up towards the top of our external style sheet. Now to center the logo, this might take a little bit of effort here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the header element itself, okay, or the redefined header element. And I'm going to add in the following property. I'm going to go text-align, :space, and then center. Let's save that and see what we get inside our browser. Go and refresh. There we go. So now the logo is going to be centered inside the header. Again, if that layout scales, back and forth, this kind of thing, so long as I don't break into the medium resolution device or media query, the logo at the top of the layout is going to be centered. But what I do want to do is I want to get some spacing above this guy to push him down into the menu just a little bit, just so he kind of goes along with the formatting for our other devices. So back inside the external style sheet, what I'll do very quickly here is I'll create our header image compound rule once again, something like this, and I'll just throw on a bit of margin top onto this guy. And I'll try 10 pixels. And let's go and see how that looks. There we go, something like that. So now he's centered and he's dripping down into the main navigation menu. So pretty cool stuff. There we go. Wonderful. So there's the logo. And again, you can take that and run with it, or you can do something different, whatever you want to do there. Now, of course, we don't have a slideshow inside the low resolution media query. Wonderful. So we don't have to worry about that. There is no slideshow here. So I'm going to jump right ahead to our 3 content boxes, the experience, tickets and rates, and of course our location down towards the bottom. This is another area where you're going to have to decide how you want to handle this. What you see right now inside your low resolution media query or your low resolution device might be just fine with you. You might look at this and go, yeah, it looks great. I know that there's some extra space happening in here, but I'm fine with that. I'm really not too concerned about that. Or maybe you want to do something similar to the content boxes as we had just done with our logo. Maybe you want to take these graphics that we inserted, the title graphics, and maybe you want to center them as well. And I think that's what I want to do here. Okay, so I think I want to center my content boxes. So here's what I'm going to do. Back inside, once again, of course, the external style sheet, I'm going to go and find the content box class rule for make sure you're in the low resolution media query, of course. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to throw in that text-align center onto this guy. Text-align, : space, center, okay, followed by a semicolon. Let's save that up and head back to our low resolution media query or low resolution device and refresh. There we go. So now we have the graphics centered, which I think kind of looks a little bit nicer than what we had previously. So this could, again, scale way down, something like that, right? I think that looks a lot better. But the other thing that I think I want to do is I think I want to pull these guys up above the blue content boxes, just like we had done previously in our other layouts. The other problem, too, is that because we said that the content of the content boxes should be centered, the paragraphs are also centering, which I don't think I like. So we have a little bit more work that I want to do here. So let's see. I'm going to flip back over to my external style sheet. Let's go and fix the centering issue first. So I'm going to find content box P, and here's what I'm going to do. This is in the low resolution media query, don't forget. I'm going to go text-align, : space, and I'm going to say left. All right, so that should fix the text alignment. And I said that I wanted to put a little bit of space above or I wanted to have the content box images kind of spilling off the top edge of the content boxes. So here's what I'm going to do. Underneath content box, I'm going to go dot content box img, okay? And then let's try going margin hyphen top, and it's going to be a negative value. We might have to experiment with some different values here. I'm going to try -20. That might be too much. Let's see what we get here. Go ahead and save up your work and head back to your browser and refresh. Something like that. Okay, great. They're spilling off the top edge, which is great. But now they're kind of running into, well, some of them are running into the others there. So what we'll have to do here, once again, there's quite a bit of back and forth here. What we'll have to do is we'll have to take, let's see, our content box. This is in the low resolution media query. We had to do this earlier. We have to add some margin top, okay? Now, I don't have a margin top value defined as I had earlier. I just have margin bottom here. So I'm going to throw in margin hyphen top, and I'll try 10 pixels. Now, one of the reasons, by the way, why I'm going a little bit faster here and we're kind of fiddly here, monkeying around with different settings and trying some different things, is this is really what it's all about. You really have to get in here and just kind of fiddle around and see if you can get things, sitting the way you want. I threw in that margin top and I'm really not seeing a result there. So maybe what I'll do is I'll try increasing that maybe to 20 pixels, or maybe I could wind up using my margin bottom. Oh, there we go. That worked for me. Increasing that to 20. There we go. But you don't have to do this. I mean, I'm just kind of fiddling around here, seeing the different results that I could get here. So it's entirely up to you. Maybe you were happy with how this was looking by default, right? Here's something else that you may want to fiddle with on your own. I'm going to leave this up to you, but notice the logo is now spilling outside the edge of the low resolution media query. If I crank down the width of my browser window too small, so maybe I want to set it up so that the logo scales as well, which you know how to do because you saw it with the slideshow, okay? So to finish things off, there's the low resolution media query. Of course, the low resolution design looks awesome. Let me increase the width of my browser window. There's you could call it your tablet view or your medium resolution media query. Looks great as well. And then, of course, if I crank out the width of my browser window right across my screen here, and let me just refresh. There we go. There's our high resolution design, our high resolution media query as well. Looks absolutely awesome.